Good day, class. For today, we are going to discuss or explain the content of Chapter 1. Last week, we were able to tackle about the principle of research. Now, we're going to dig deeper into what are the content of Chapter 1. So, we are going to discuss the research problem. But before that, here are our points of discussion. So, understand the criteria of good research problem, expound the significance of the study, explain the scope and the limitation, illustrate the theoretical and conceptual framework, explain the variables, distinguish the two kinds of definition of terms. Now, before we discuss about the content of chapter 1, let's talk about first the title or your research title. So as you can see, this contains central phenomenon being studied. Also, it contains the people being studied, and site is optional when you create your title, your research title or the title of your study. Now, in terms of your title research or the title research in criminology must be in criminological in nature. So it means that the interest must in areas of number one, criminal sociology. So let's see such as juvenile delinquency, criminal behavior, crime criminal, gender-based issue, theories or crimes, victimology, and among others that are societal in nature or it involves the society. Next class, you can also, let's say, the interest of your study or research will be, it will involve, let's say, correctional institution, detainees, prisoners, correctional administration, life of parolee, probationer, and among others that are institutional and non-institutional corrections. We also have here law enforcement administration. All law enforcement agencies such as PNP, BFP, BGMP, traffic enforcer, barangay tanod, security and safety, and all other law enforcement that covers the first pillar of the criminal justice system. So it can also be the interest or field of interest for your research title. Next is we have the criminal law. So it talks about survey about existing laws, its effectivity and the impact in the society. So you conduct a research about it. Uh, Conducting a study about the impact, effectivity of those laws that we have established in the society. Next, we also have here criminalistics. So this pertains to the field technical application in areas forensic science applied in law enforcement. Those forensic science, diba, those different studies that we have being applied, it is where it is being applied in law enforcement. So correctional institution and others. So let's say these are limited to fingerprint, photography, question documents, ballistics, polygraphy, blood, seven, serology, and a lot more. So we can also conduct studies in these areas. And lastly, we have here criminal investigation detection. So this talks about crime detection, crime statistics, current trends of criminal modus operandi, and others. So based on the research titles that you have submitted, for those who have already submitted, I have seen that it is really in criminological, it is really in criminological in nature, as well as it really involves in these areas. So I can see there that there were those who have in criminal investigation detection, let's say for crime statistics. So those these are the interest, the interest must be in these areas of your research title. Next to it, class, is that let's talk about first chapter 1 or the introduction. So we have here the rationale of the study. So number 1, it must comprise of 4 paragraphs. So the first paragraph, it must clearly state what the problem or issue in relation to the topic. So ibig sabihin yan, class, diba? In the first paragraph, you should be able to establish there or you must be able to clearly state, diba, or mention there in that first paragraph what is the problem or what is the issue related to your topic or to your research title. Diba? Whether it is in international or let's say national issues. Now, in the third paragraph, it is the local problems and evidence that the issue is important. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, in the first paragraph, it talks about in the international, national issues, di ba, na level. Now, in the third paragraph, you should be able to mention or state there as well the local problems and you need to support it with evidence that the issue that you have is important or mahalaga siya di ba, it is also happening in the local level. Research problem or issue fit the quantitative or qualitative approach. Ibig sabihin, uh, it depends as to what research approach you are going to use, but that research problem or issue, di ba, that you have stated in the first paragraph, it must fit that two research approach, either the quantitative or the qualitative approach. And the fourth paragraph are the importance of the title. So ano ba, bakit ba siya mahalaga? Di ba, you were, in the first paragraph, you should be able to discuss its importance. Ano ba yung importance ng title nyo? The urgency or the research gap. When we say research gap, this is a topic or area for which missing or inadequate information limits the ability of reviewers to reach a conclusion for a given question. So a research gap may be further developed, such as through stakeholder engagement in prioritization into research needs. So it means, class, when we talk about the urgency or the research gap in the fourth paragraph, so you should be able to see what is missing ba? Ano ba yung kulang? Ano ba yung inadequate doon na information? For us to the reason why we are conducting this research and contribution of the study. So once we were able to reach, diba, a result, diba, meron tayong end result. So what will be its contribution nung study natin that we are going to discuss in our society. Hindi lang society, but as well as to those people. Kasi nga, di ba, we have discussed it in the last week that the primary reason, di ba, or the primary reason, I mean, why people, or di ba, there are people who conduct research, it is because of concern for man. So, ibig sabihin, we must be able to identify in the rationale of the study what is the contribution. Ano ba yung maiaambag? Ano ba yung ma-add na value ng research nyo dito sa society as well as sa people. Ayan. Next is that, next to it in chapter 1, we will be able to see there as well the significance of the study, which is the importance as well. So, ibig sabihin naman nito, class, di ba, aside from talking about the importance of your study, so when we talk about tawag nito, significance of the study, so you should, di ba, basically, it talks about the importance of your research or your study. So, it means that what will be its contribution? Ano ba yung kahalagahan niyan, di ba? So, we must be able to mention that in your chapter 1. So, the significance of the study will mainly focus on this question: who will benefit from the study? Which is why, class, diba, going back, even in the rationale of the study, it is already mentioned there, contribution of the study. Diba, ano ba yung ma-contribute nung study nyo once you conduct it, or once natapos yun? Which is here, in the significance of the study, you must be able to discuss it further. Also, in this section, for the significance of the study, you will state the contribution of your study and the usefulness of your study in the society and as well as to the people living in the society. So it must compose 2 paragraphs, not exceeding 1 page. Overall importance of the study, possible contribution to the field of study, and is social value. So again nga, di ba, the question there is who will benefit from the study and what will be its useness. I mean, what will be its use? Di ba? Ano ba yung gamit niya sa ating society? Ano ba yung social value niya? What will be its value nung research na ikakandak nyo? Next to it naman, class, is that we have here the scope and the objectives of the study. So there should be a minimum of 3 and maximum of 5 objectives with appropriate objectives that connect to the title. Diba? This was your assignment. Diba? Aside from the research title, I also asked you to provide what is your objective for studying it, diba? For your research title. Ayun, diba? I have mentioned that it should be a minimum of 3 objectives or research objectives and a maximum of 5 research objectives. So when we talk about naman, class, research objectives, so it is a description of what is to be achieved by the study. So number 1, diba, it narrows and focuses the study. It guides information to be collected and it will facilitate development of methodology which is, di ba, in chapter 2, yung methods nyo doon na gagamitin. So it is very important that you should be able to create the objectives of the study. Next to it is that the central question indicates the central phenomenon. What is, di ba, going back doon sa title, di ba, it should be central phenomenon. Now, when we talk about the central phenomenon, it talks about the core idea. Ano yung pinaka-idea nung study nyo or nung research nyo that you are going to explore. So that is what we call central phenomenon. And the people and place of the study. So where are you going? Who are going to be your respondents? And where are you going to conduct your study? So you should be able to clearly state that in your research objectives. And as what I have mentioned, you should be specific in terms of your research objectives or the objectives of the study. Next, we have the scope and limitation. Scope of the study clearly discussed. Possible weakness of the study laid down. It includes short description of the research subject and place or local where the study conducted or saan nyo ba siya ika-conduct. Ano ba yung sino ba who are going to be your research subject? Saan ba kayo magka-conduct nyon? Saan ba kayong place? Diba? So it should be able or you should be able to mention that in the scope and limitation. Hanggang saan ba, diba, yung scope niya? Hanggang saan ba yung limit ng yung study or the scope of your study? Next, we have the conceptual framework required if the study is quantitative. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, if it is the research approach that you're going to use is quantitative, so that is required to have a conceptual framework. And optional in simple survey and qualitative or secondary data. Now, link to the study justified, independent, and dependent variable, which is later on we are going to discuss further about the conceptual framework. Now, we also have here the theoretical framework. So, required if the study is qualitative in nature and optional in quantitative. So, it could either be, if you want to add the theoretical, you can add it, diba? But it is required in the study if it is qualitative in nature. Now, for quantitative studies, so 2 paragraphs state the theory and the author and year created the theory. So the last paragraph is the link of theory to the study and its importance of your study, in your study. So ibig sabihin, class, na diba, when you create the theoretical framework, those 2 paragraphs, diba, should state, diba, ano yung theory na related doon sa study nyo. So you should be able to include the author, the name of the author, kailan ba na-create yung theory, diba, and the last paragraph, what is the link of your theory to your study and importance to your study. So it means that yung ilalagay nyo doon na theory, diba, dito sa theoretical framework nyo, is yung related doon sa study nyo. Theory appropriate to the study, link to the study justified. So ibig sabihin nun, you are not going to place, diba, in the theoretical framework, baskin kahit anong theory lang, diba, basta meron kayong malagay. So, ang dapat nyo talagang ilagay dyan sa theoretical framework is that yung theory na related sa study nyo. Kasi you are going to link that theory to your study. You need to justify it. Diba na may relationship. Yung theories na nakita, yung mga theory na yan, na ilalagay nyo dyan sa theoretical framework, may relationship siya doon sa inyong study na ikakandak or doon sa research title nyo. Add theories once themes have been generated. For qualitative naman, each major theme generated should be supported with theories. So, ibig sabihin talaga, class, na when you create your chapter 1, part of it doon will be the theory. So, kailangan siya. So, when you conduct your research, you must be able to look for a theory that will support your study. Kasi, it is important for you to be able to explain it naman. Diba? Yung theory, ano ba yung theory na makakasupport doon sa study nyo? Next, class, is that we have the definition of terms. So, only the keywords in the title are defined operationally, how they are used in the study. So, ibig sabihin, class, this is going to be the format. those that I have mentioned, diba, starting from the title up until this definition of terms. So ito yung magiging format ng chapter 1 that you are going to submit once you have already an approved research title or title of your research. So for the definition of terms, ang kailangan lang dyan is that you are going to define it operationally. Paano nyo ba ginamit yung words doon in your study? So kayo yung magbibigay nun. You are going to define it based on how it is being used in your study. Paano ba ginamit yung words na yan doon sa study nyo? Now class, that is for the format or ano yung laman, your content nung chapter 1. Now let's discuss further details about it. So number 1, we have here, what is a research problem? So a question concerning the relationship existing between sets of events or variable. According to Ari et al. In 1985, so a variable is something that can take on one or more values. So we'll discuss it further, class, what is a variable. But to discuss further what exactly is research problem, so a research problem is a statement about an area of concern, a condition to be improved, a difficulty to be eliminated, or a trouble consisting, or a troubling question that exists in scholarly literature, in theory, or in practice that points to the need for meaningful understanding and deliberate investigation. So here is an example, class, for you to better understand what is a research problem, wherein I know for sure that you have already, diba, you have already a knowledge about it. So for example, if you propose the problem in this community is that it has no hospital. So this only leads to a research problem where the need is for a hospital. The objective is to create a hospital. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, what you're trying to propose as your title or yung gusto niyo i-conduct na study is that the problem in your community na wala kayong hospital. So, ano yung magiging research problem nyo? Di ba, wala kasi, nakita niyo, you propose kasi, or you have observed walang hospital doon. Now, yung research problem dyan is going to be yung need, di ba? Kasi walang hospital, so anong gagawin dyan? How are we going to address that kung walang hospital? That is the need for a hospital. And your objective is to create a hospital. And that is what you call the research problem, or how you are going to create your research problem. Next to it, class, is that what are the criteria for problem selection? Number 1, di ba, to help us in our selection of an appropriate research problem, Best and Kahn 1998 proposed this guide question. So this should be your guide in selecting for a research problem. Number 1, can the problem be effectively resolved through the process of research? So you should be able to answer this first question. Diba? Is the study or is that problem ma-resolve ba siya by conducting a research or that process of research? If it is a yes, then, diba, you're already checked in the one of the criterion sa research or sa problem selection or research problem. Number 2, is the problem significant? Will it be a contribution to organized knowledge? Will it open avenues for further study? Which is why, class, diba, in the format that I have discussed earlier, diba, in chapter 1, in the rationale of the study, it is important, diba, you need to clearly state there as well, what is going to be the contribution of your study? What is its importance? Diba, ano bang makukuha ng society dyan or ng tao dyan? Will it be an additional knowledge? Diba? Will it open an avenue for further study? Kasi nga, di ba, according doon sa tawag nito, yung, di ba, yung research, di ba, one of the characteristics of research, di ba, one of the, yun yung characteristic doon ng research class is that it is cyclical, di ba? It starts with a problem and ends with a problem. And as well as, di ba, the research results open new directions for research. Diba? And also, it is replicable and transmittable. So, ibig sabihin nun that, diba, the reported findings or the end results of your study can also serve as starting points for further explorations. Ibig sabihin yan, diba, it will open an avenue. Magiging daan yan siya for further study once you're done with the research. So, you need to answer, will the problem or is that problem significant? Importante ba siya? And if yes, diba, you were able to answer here yes, then that's another check, diba, in your checklist for the criteria for problem selection. So next is that, is the problem new or was it already answered before? If already answered, are there some aspects which need to be clarified further? or is there still need for more extensive documentation? So, kaya nga siya, class, diba, part of the characteristics ng research is that it is replicable and transmittable kasi it will open, diba, further exploration or further investigation or conduct of study. So, you need to answer this one as well, diba? Meron bang bagong problem na kayong nakita that for you to be able to conduct a research about that problem or that research problem, diba? Or is there aspect ba doon sa problem na yan that needs to be clarified? Kaya you want it to, kaya the reason that you wanted to conduct a study. So these are some of the questions that you need to identify or you need to answer. Next naman, class, is the research problem feasible? So when we say naman, class, that is the research problem feasible, is it possible to do easily or conveniently? Kasi you should not, or let's say, if that problem is something that is an inconvenience, di ba? Lisod siya or it is difficult. So, it will defeat your purpose of conducting a research. Let's say it will take some time, like how many years for that? So, it is not feasible. Hindi siya possible. Hindi siya madali. Di ba? Are you likely to be able, is there likely, will you be able to finish it on time? For example, kayo, di ba? Ilang semester lang ba kayo or ilang months lang or sem, let's say, lang kayo, di ba? Kasi by fourth year, once you reach, di ba, yung mag fourth year na kayo, dapat one of the requirements before you will be able to graduate is that you should be able to submit your thesis. So now, kung yung research problem na nakita niya is not feasible, hindi siya possible na mahabol, di ba? Or hindi siya kayang tapusin, let's say, in 1 year or in, let's say, before you graduate. So, ibig sabihin yung class that it is not possible for you to be able, di ba, to submit that research. So, you need to look for a research problem na possible siya na matapos. So, is it suitable to the researchability? Does it deal with an area of interest for the research? Which is why, sa title pa lang niya, class, di ba, it should be in the interest of those areas that I have mentioned, in those 6 areas. Or it should be criminological in nature. Kasi you should not, if it is not something, di ba, if it is out of your field of expertise or field of interest, di ba, you will have difficulty. Compared to, di ba nga, you have the ability, di ba, you have a prior knowledge to it, so it would be much easier. Are pertinent data accessible? Madali lang ba kunin yung mga data niyan once you start gathering or collecting the data? Can the researcher afford to conduct the study? If not, are there available funding agencies? So, ibig sabihin naman, class, if we're not going to go further naman, di ba? For example, kung kayo ang magkakandak ng research na yan, meron ba kayo? Can you afford it? Di ba? You need to take a look at as well your expenses. Kasi baka naman sobrang mahal, di ba? Ilang thousands yung magastos niyo dyan sa research niyo. Di ba? You need to take a look if it is something that you can afford. Di ba? If wala naman siya, or let's say, di ba, you cannot afford it, the next question will be, will there be any funding? But knowing, di ba, class naman, for the undergraduate thesis, I haven't heard man din, unless siguro if it is something na maganda talaga yung research problem nyo, might be, di ba, makakuha kayo ng funding. But other than that, di ba, normally talaga, it is, di ba, own expense talaga yan ng researcher or ng student. So make sure that your research problem is something that you can afford, hindi kayo malalakihan ng gastos. Can a researcher allot the time required for the research? Kasi di ba, it is just not a matter of, di ba, basa-basa lang class or what, or let's say, conduct lang ng survey, bigay. You need to allot time. Kasi it's time-bounded. You don't have all the time, di ba, in the world to spend dyan sa research nyo. Hindi pwede na, okay lang to kasi matagal pa and all. No. Kasi, di ba, kailangan nyo kasi yan matapos, di ba, in a timely manner. Diba, there is a time required for you to allot dyan sa research nyo kasi hindi nyo yan matatapos if you are not going to work on with your research. Does he possess the courage and determination to pursue the study until its completion? Diba, do you have that courage? Diba, of course, one of your reason or one of the factors bakit nyo tatapusin yung research nyo or your undergraduate thesis is because you wanted to graduate. Kasi hindi nga matatapos. That's one of the requirement. You will not pass the subject. And also, you will not be able to graduate. You will not be able to earn your bachelor's degree if hindi nyo natapos yung inyong research. So, this is the reason why, class, we are discussing the criteria for problem selection so that you will be guided in when you create a research problem or when you select a research problem. Next to it is that, in addition to this, Pacman 1972 strongly admonishes against dealing with moral and ethical issues which do not lend themselves to empirical characterization. So, ibig sabihin ng class, diba, let's see, for example, that specific research problem that you have identified or that you have defined, it talks about somehow mga moral and ethical issues. So, as much as possible, it is not being, parang it is not being suggested. Unless or otherwise, it is something that you are an expert with, di ba? Na kaya mo yourself to do that. But it is not being discouraged naman na you're not going to conduct. But as much as possible, it will not involve moral and ethical issues. Yung something that, di ba, will have, na magiging issue siya yung moral and ethical. For the beginner, some specific criteria to consider are, ito naman class, di ba, knowing that, di ba, this is your first time to do a research. So these are the things that you need to consider. Number one, yung staffing. How many persons are needed to accomplish a study? What expertise is necessary? Are these available? So which is why, di ba, for staffing alone, for the head count, di ba, the number of researchers in, di ba, which is the reason why, class, di ba, I have grouped you into 3. Kasi nga, going back earlier, di ba, we have there, can you afford it? Actually, you can do your undergraduate thesis, diba, kayo lang isa, as long as kaya niyo yung expense. Kasi for research, hindi yan siya madali. Diba, you're going to print a lot, because I've been there, diba, maraming revisions yan, marami pa yung diba, yung revisions yan, hindi lang yan once or twice. There will be a lot of revisions and you need to print it out again. And how many pages will there be? Magkano ba yung printing cost ngayon? Diba? Unless you have your own printer, unless you have your own laptop as well. If wala naman kayong laptop, you need, diba, mag-computer pa kayo or what, as well as if you don't have Wi-Fi, so maglo-load pa kayo. So there's actually a lot. Aside from the staffing, yung number, which is why, diba, the reason nga naka-group kayo into 3 students per group, kasi so that you will be able to divide equally the expense for your research. Budget, which is, diba, in relation to staffing as well, how much will it take to complete the research? Can the researcher afford it? Ayun. Kasi nga, diba, okay lang naman, diba, we will allow 2 or 1 na researcher lang, as long as the question there is, how's your budget? Kaya lang ba ng budget mo for you to be able to finance your research? And the time, how long will it take to finish the investigation? Can the researcher allot the time needed? Kasi it's very important to class as well that you need to manage your time. Especially now that this is not only your subject for this semester. You have other major subjects, and I guess most of the subjects that you have for third year, second semesters are all major subjects. So, ibig sabihin nun, the question there is, if you are going to conduct this study, if you're going to do this research, will I have time, diba, to finish that investigation, to finish that research? So these are the criteria, class, for problem selection that you need to consider. I know that you have already submitted your mga research titles, diba, as well as your research objective, but you need to take a look at them again. Is it feasible? Is it something within your budget? Is it the time, diba? Will you be able to manage your time? Or will you be able to finish that on time? Yun siya. Next, class, is the defining the problem. In order to satisfy criteria set by the researcher, there is a need for us to identify the limitation of our problem. When we say the limitations, these are the boundaries of the study. For example, the study of educational history and academic achievement may be delimited to 80 freshmen in the secondary department of ABC University. So it means that there is a limitation. Hindi naman pwede lahat are going to participate. Example, ito, educational history and academic achievement, so you're only going to limit to a specific number. Another example, the content analysis of classroom values reinforced by TV and comics may be applied only to TV shows aired on Channel 5 from 5 to 7 p.m. and the comics published by Creative Publishing Company from January to June 1985. So, hindi pwede naman class na all, di ba, from current, siguro, possible naman siya, di ba, but you need to set a limit to it. Kasi if you're going to conduct, di ba, from 1960s or ano pa ba yan siya up to present, is it something na possible pa ba siya? Di ba? Yun. So, or andyan pa ba yung mga tawag nito yung data? Di ba? Is it still accessible? Now, another example, the influence of overseas employment on the lifestyle of a community may involve two barangays in a municipality in Pampanga. So now we're talking about overseas employment, yung lifestyle nila, di ba? Kasi if you're going to include all the barangays, di ba, in that municipality in Pampanga, is it something na feasible ba siya? Kaya lang ba siyang gawin in a limited time siguro, if you have limited time, or in a timely manner, matapos mo siya? Kasi if it is research that will be, let's say, 1,000, or yes, there are those naman, di ba? For example, mga companies, di ba, meron talaga sila, nagkakandak sila, but it is a different way, di ba? It will take some time and then. But for you naman, class, di ba, for your undergraduate thesis, you need to take a look, you need to limit, di ba, your research problem. Hindi pwede na, let's say, you're going to conduct a research from first year to fourth year, lahat sila. The question there is, kaya mo bang mapasagot sila lahat? So there is just only a specific, di ba, you're going to limit it, let's see, whether if it is a specific na, tawag nito, to a number of respondents, yun lang siya, di ba? Hindi naman kasi pwede lahat talaga ng criminology students, di ba? Na, or let's say, meron lang portion doon, how many percent yung kailangan yung makuha na survey doon sa first year, sa second year, third year, and fourth year. Kasi what's going to be one of the problem there is that how are you going to collect those data? Possible ba siya na lahat talaga ng criminology students, 'di ba? If it is if your topic involves the participation of criminology students, for example, lang class, 'di ba? Will it be possible? So yun siya. Which is why there should be, 'di ba? You should be able to set boundaries of your study. So now class, moving on to the next slide, we have here limitations versus delimitation. So what is the difference of these two? So when we talk about limitations, are those conditions beyond the researcher's control that may put restrictions on the conclusions of the study and their application to other situations. So ibig sabihin, class, that is already out of your control. Wala na kayong hold niyan, diba? When we talk about limitations. So number one, examples of limitation is research instruments whose validity and reliability have not been established. So ano ba yung magiging research instrument nyo? So ibig sabihin yan, class, diba? Wala na kayong control. Diba? Kung ano ba yung magiging research instrument nyo. So when we say naman research instrument, that is the tool used to collect, measure, and analyze data related to your research interest. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, wala na yung control dyan kung ano ba yung gagamitin yung research instrument. Number two, inability to randomly select and assign subjects to both the control and experimental groups. Next is administrative policies, rules, and regulations to respondent institutions. So, ibig sabihin yan, class, di ba, when you conduct your research, if there are, di ba, existing policies, mga administrative policies, rules, and regulations doon sa inyong mga participants, di ba, you do not have a hold to it. Wala kayong control na doon. And the veracity of the respondents' answers to the question. Di ba, the truthfulness, kung totoo ba talaga yung nilagay nila. Kasi when you give them the survey questionnaire, you cannot tell, di ba, 100% na totoo ba talaga siya. Diba? Baka may iba naman dyan. There are those nga nag-check lang yan sila or ano ba yan siya. Diba? When they answer the survey questionnaire, it depends. Diba? Whether if it is true or not. Yung iba dyan, diba? Because for the sake lang. Diba? Kasi we've experienced that before. Or yung mga classmates ko din before, they've experienced it para lang for the sake na matapos. So, gagawin, i-check lang, mag-i-encircle yan, sasagutan lang yung survey questionnaire. So, it means that the veracity or the truthfulness, diba, of the respondents' answers to the questions, we cannot guarantee it. We will no longer have control. But when we talk about naman class, diba, on the other hand, when we talk about the limitations, these are, or it refers to the boundaries of the study. So, it is subject to the researcher's control. So, you have a control to it. Meron kayong hold niyan. Diba? Compared to limitations, wala na kayong magawa niyan because it will already has, it has already restriction. Wala na kayong magawa dyan. Diba? Compared to the limitation, that is, diba, meron kayong control dyan. Narrowing down the variable, sample size, coverage, etc. is done in delimiting the studies. Ibig sabihin, gaano ba karami ba yung participants? You have a control to it. Diba? But here, example, yung research is how you're going to collect. Hindi mo na yan control because there is already set na, meron ng mga na-establish din dyan na mga research instrument that you are going to use. Compared to the limiting that focuses on the boundaries, which is you have a control to it. So that is the difference, class, between limitation versus delimitation. Next, we move on to the next slide, formulating research questions. So at this point, you should have already noticed that research problems are stated in question form. So this makes it imperative that the data gathered in the research should answer these specific questions. The scope of the study also becomes definite once the research problems have been stated. So ibig sabihin yan, class, diba, madidefine nyo lang yung research nyo, diba, or yung scope ng study nyo, I mean. Ano ba yun? Hanggang saan ba? Ano ba yung magiging scope nyo? Diba? Nung research nyo, nung study nyo. Once you have already stated your research problem. A good statement of the problem must, number one, clarify exactly what is to be determined or resolved. Kaya nga, diba, it has been made mention earlier as well, you need to define, you need to identify what is the problem, what is the issue. So that you will be able to know ano ba yung, you need to clarify, ano ba yung kailangan yung, di ba, i-determine, ano yung kailangan i-solve nyo about that research problem, about that problem. Restrict the scope of a study to specific questions. So that, di ba, it will be specific, which is why your research problem must be specific as well. Hindi siya pwede broad. Di ba, dapat specific siya. If your question or research questions or research problem is specific, you will also reach a specific answer to it. Determine the type of research to be conducted. Now, probably the rule of thumb as regard to this one is that the problem should not be so narrow that will only allow a single question to be asked, nor so broad that it becomes unmanageable. Consider this example of our research problem. So, it will be on the next slide. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwede na yung research question nyo lang, it will allow a single question lang na matanong lang siya. It should also, di ba, you should be able to get something out of that question. Hindi pwede konti lang, di ba? Single lang din or konti lang yung data na mag-gather nyo out of your research question or research problem. And hindi siya pwede ganun din ka-broad. Di ba? Ganun siya kayong scope niya, malawak masyado. That you can no longer manage it. Hindi mo na alam ano ba yung magiging result nito. So here is an example, class. Is there a relationship between educational history and academic achievement of freshmen at XYZ High School? So, di ba, as you can see, it is specific. Ano ba? Ano ba yung tinatanong? Just the relationship ng dalawa. Education history and academic achievement. This is your focus. Kanino ba yung education history and academic achievement? That is of the freshmen. Saan ba? Of the XYZ na high school. So, you have a specific question already or yung data naman na makukuha nyo. Which is, when you collect or gather data, ito yung kukunin mo. Diba? Ano ba, meron ba yung relationship, yung education history nila at academic achievement? Which is why siguro yung, ano ba yung mga education history nila? May nag-aaral siguro sa public, private, depende. Diba? Ano yung magiging, ano nyo dito? Ano yung underlying questions nyo naman dito sa education history at saka academic achievement? In this example, it is obvious that the objective of the study is to determine whether a relationship exists between educational history and academic achievement. So the scope includes these two variables as they occur in the lives of the freshmen of XYZ High School. So some questions to this major problem might probably be, will the relationship between educational history and academic achievement vary according to sex? So now you have already, diba? You have another sub-question dyan or another factor that you're going to take a look in your study. Will it vary ba daw according to sex? Will socioeconomic status of freshmen influence the relationship between educational history and academic achievement? So, ibig sabihin yan, class, diba, you are already being specific. Diba? So, it opens new. Hindi lang yung single question lang siya na konti lang yung data na magagather nyo. So individual researchers naman class can try different styles in problem statement. So what is important is to keep research question clear and specific, just like this example that you can see on the screen or in this slide, di ba? It should be as specific as like this. Hindi pwede na sobrang broad, sobrang narrow lang din yan na kung narrow siya, wala ka nang makukuha. Yun lang yan. Kung ano yung question mo, yun lang din yun. But for this one, it should open up, di ba, more data to you. Di ba? When you collect the data. Next naman class is that we have these types of research questions. So there are three basic types of questions a study can address. Number one, descriptive questions. So these types of questions are addressed when a study is designed to describe what is going on and what exists. So example of a descriptive question is, what is the student's level of academic achievement? That is an example of a descriptive question. Number two class, relational questions. These types of questions are posed when a study is designed to look at the relationship between two or more variables. Hindi lang siya isa, but dalawa. Examples of these types of questions are, what is the relationship between teachers' job satisfaction and their job performance? Compared to the other one class, diba, isang variable lang ang pinag-uusapan natin dito sa descriptive question. Ano ba yung pinag-uusapan? The student's level of academic achievement, isa lang. While in the relationship questions, you're going to take a look at the relationship. Diba? Meron bang relationship yung teacher's job satisfaction and their job performance? So there exists two, diba, variable. Or is there a significant relationship between students' gender and their mathematics achievement? So diba, as you can see, it look at the relationship between two or more variables. Now class, we have this number, the third type of research is the causal questions. So these types of questions are asked when a study is designed to determine whether one or more variable cause or affect one or more outcome variables. So an example to this type of question class is, does the teaching method, which is the cause, diba? The cause and effect influence students' achievement in science. So, ibig sabihin class, diba, compared to relationship, what in the relational questions, diba, you are talking about the relationship. While dito naman sa causal questions, you are taking a look at, diba, you are determining the cause or effect between one or more variables. So, meron kang yung focus there is the cause. Dapat merong cause dyan and meron ding effect. So, those are the three types of question, the descriptive, relational, and the causal questions. Now, let's go on or move on to the hypothesis. Hypothesis is defined as an educated guess or tentative answer to a question. So, types of hypothesis, we have the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So, when we talk about the null hypothesis, that is a negative statement which indicates the absence of a relationship or correlation between two variables, an absence of significant differences between the proportion of two groups of people or objects possessing a particular characteristic. So later class, on the next slide, you will be able to, we are going to discuss further what is really the difference between null and alternative. Well, for an alternative hypothesis, a positive form of null hypothesis, it may state the presence of a significant relationship between the independent and the dependent variables. Kasi di ba class, you have that what we call dependent and the dependent variables. So in this one class, you will be able to see the difference of null and alternative hypothesis. As you can see, when we talk about null hypothesis, a statement about a population parameter. So we test the likelihood of this statement being true in order to decide whether to accept or reject our alternative hypothesis. As you can see, class, diba, if you're going to take a look at the different, yung mga research or mga study, can include, diba, yung sa null hypothesis, equal sign, diba, less than or equal to or greater than or equal to na sign siya. So, yan sa class, diba, yan siya yung makikita nyo na mga signs. So, ibig sabihin, that talks about the null hypothesis. Now, kung alternative hypothesis naman sa class, it is a statement that directly contradicts the null hypothesis. So, that is the opposite. The alternative hypothesis, this is the opposite of the null hypothesis. So, we determine whether or not to accept or reject this statement based on the likelihood of the null hypothesis being true. So, ano ba yung makikita nyo na signs or symbols? We have here, can include is not equal to sign, greater than or less than sign. So, ibig sabihin, that talks about the alternative hypothesis. Now, class, let's move on, diba, for further discussion. Sa null hypothesis, the presence of a mentoring relationship does not influence first-generation students' intention to remain at their university. So, this is an example of a null hypothesis. So, again the presence of a mentoring relationship does not influence. So, ibig sabihin, diba, going back to that sign, does not siya, diba, does not influence first-generation students' intention to remain at the university. So, the alternate hypothesis is that the presence of a mentoring relationship influences first-generation students' intention to remain at their university. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, you are only going to do the opposite. For the alternate hypothesis, you are only going to do the opposite of the null hypothesis. Now, class, let's talk about the theoretical framework. So, this explains why a problem under study exists and explains the connection between certain factors and the problem. So, this already talks about the theories that will involve or that are involved in your study. The term theory is often used by the layman to express the opposite of fact. We all operate on a basis of theories we hold. In one explanation or some theories are the generalizations we make about variables and the relationship among them. We use these generalizations to make decision and predict outcomes. So basically, class, ang meron dito, what's inside this theoretical framework are theories related to your study. Let's just like what I have mentioned earlier in the format sa theoretical framework. So, as you can see dito, class, in the right side of this screen or in this presentation, this is an example of a theoretical framework. Wherein, in the first paragraph, I will read, this study is mainly anchored on the proposition by Nanjundeswara Swami and Swami in 2015 that there is a significant relationship between quality of work life and leadership styles. They concluded that employees' quality of work life is dependent on leadership style. So, ibig sabihin, class, there is a proposition involved. It is not just about a theory, di ba? Meron din siyang proposition. Meron silang na-conclude. So, which is why, di ba, in terms of yung research problem nyo or yung study nyo, you must be able to look for a theory or any proposition that will support your study na nag-exist siya, di ba? It could either be, di ba, na may relationship sila. Di ba? It will depend on your research problem or research din na research objectives. Next naman, class, is we have the conceptual framework, an elaboration of the theoretical framework in concrete terms. A conceptual model is a set of constructs specified in such a way that their formal concessions, are evident. A model is defined as a representation of a system that is constructed to study some aspect of that system or the system as a whole. So as you can see, this is how your conceptual framework of the study should look like. Basically, what you will be able to see there is your independent variable and your dependent variable. Diba? Kasi meron yung dalawa doon in your study. Meron talagang dependent, meron din kay independent variable. Wherein, in our next discussion class, we are going to discuss the variable. It is a concept that stands for a variation within a class of objects or a person, characteristic or property that can take different values or attributes. Variables are things you measure, manipulate, and control in statistics and research. All studies analyzed a variable which can describe a person, place, thing, or idea. A variable's value can change between groups or over time. For example, if the variable in an experiment is a person's eye color, its value can change from brown to blue to green, from person to person. So that is a variable. Yung concept nyo, yung magiging yung concept nyo for a variation doon sa object or doon sa kanyang mga respondents. Example ito, class, going dito, di ba? Leadership style is one of the variable. Ano ba yung magiging leadership style? Ano ba yung leadership style dapat na hinahanap nyo? Di ba? Or let's say sa quality of work life. Ano ba yung mga quality of work life? So these are an example of your variable. Next, class, there are types of variables. Number one, we have independent variables. The cause supposed to be responsible for bringing about change in a phenomenon or situation. Dependent variable, the outcome of change brought about by change in the independent variable. Intervening variable, a variable whose existence is inferred but cannot be manipulated or controlled. And lastly, we have the moderator variable, a variable that may or may not be controlled but has an effect on the research situation or phenomenon. So now, class, let's discuss one by one the types of variables. So let's discuss first, class, the independent variable. So when we talk about independent variable, it's a singular characteristic that the other variables in your experiment cannot change. Age is an example of an independent variable. Where someone lives, what they eat, or how much they exercise are not going to change their age. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, that is an example. Yung isang example natin, diba, sa independent, that is the age. So, independent variables can, however, change other variables. So, ibig sabihin, from the word independent, it can stand alone. Iba, hindi siya ma-change, hindi siya mababago. But, itong independent variable, it can change the other variables. In studies, researchers often try to find out whether an independent variable causes other variables to change and in what way. For example, class, going here. To, diba, this is the independent variable in the study that I have conducted. For example, leadership style. Diba? This, ano ba yung mga leadership style? So, we have transformational, we have transactional, authoritative, and laissez-faire. So, ano ba? Diba? Yung sabi dito, diba? The researchers often try to find out whether an independent variable causes other variables. So, ito, ano ba? Will this different, diba? If may iba't ibang leadership style, will it affect the quality of work life? So, for example, class, diba? For example, sa police, diba? If yung the higher position, or let's say, for example, yung sa police, diba? The types of leadership, yung mga nasa higher position na siya. For example, if they are going to use transformational leadership, ano ba ang magiging quality of work life kung yan yung type of leadership na meron ang isang police organization? Or let's say, if it is transactional leadership, ano ba yung magiging quality of work life? So, it means that this independent variable will cause, di ba, meron siya cause doon sa other variables, which is the dependent variable. Paano ba siya mag-change? And in what way will it change? For example nga, yung kanina, yung laissez-faire siya, ano ba yun? Kung authoritative siya, ano ba ang mag-change doon sa dependent variable? Will it have the same quality of work life? Di ba? Of course, there will be a difference. Noon. So, which is for the dependent variables relies on and can be changed by other components or another variable, which is the independent. Kasi, di ba, a grade on an exam is an example of a dependent variable because it depends on factors such as how much sleep you got and how long you studied. Independent variables can influence dependent variables, but dependent variables cannot influence the independent variables. Ibig sabihin, class, diba, yung independent variable, it can affect other variables like the dependent. But yung dependent, it cannot affect, diba, or it cannot influence the independent variables. Kasi nga, yung variables na dependent, it will depend on a certain variable. Example dito, yung grade ng exam nyo, diba? If hindi kayo nakapag-study, so syempre babagsak kayo. Diba? That is, diba, how it will affect. Or let's say, kung gaano ba kayo tagal nag-study, ano ba yung na-retain na sa na-studyhan nyo. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, that is your dependent variable. It will depend on your independent variable. That will not change. Ayun. For example, the time you spend studying, which is your dependent variable, can affect the grade on your test. Di ba? That is your independent variable. But the grade on your test does not affect the time you spent studying. Kasi hindi naman siya maka-affect kung, di ba, let's say, for example, nakakuha ka ng 90, di ba, ibig sabihin nun, hindi naman maapektuhan yung time na inalat mo dyan para makakuha ka ng 90. But it will be, di ba, ang makaka-apekto doon is the independent variable. So, yung independent variable, di ba? So, kung let's say, yung grade mo, or for example, di ba, the time you spent doon sa pag-aral is, let's say, less than 1 hour lang, so it will affect your grade. Bababa lang siya, or depende sa inyong retention din. So when analyzing relationships between study objects, researchers often try to determine what makes the dependent variable change and how. So paano ba siya, di ba? Paano ba siya mag-change? And ano ba yung mag-change doon? Next is that we have here intervening variables. So an intervening variable, sometimes called a mediator variable, it is a theoretical variable the researcher uses to explain a cause or connection between other study variables, usually independent and the independent ones. So they are associations instead of observation. Example class, if wealth is the independent variable, yan yung ano nyo, di ba, independent. And a long lifespan is a dependent variable. Now, the researcher might hypothesize that access to quality healthcare is the intervening variable that links wealth and lifespan. Ano ba yung mag-i-intervene doon? Ano ba yung mag-mediate doon sa dalawang variable between the independent and the dependent variable? Diba? So, ibig sabihin, yung independent nyo dyan is that yung siya lang, diba, it can stand alone. While yung dependent, diba, it will depend on another variable. And yung intervening variable is the one that will mediate, diba, or that will link wealth and your lifespan. Kasi diba, example, if you are yung quality healthcare, diba, if you're not receiving quality healthcare, what's going to happen with your wealth? What's going to happen with your lifespan? Diba, ano ba yung magiging ano niyan? Kung marami kang pera, so ano ba yung magiging lifespan mo? Diba? Kasi let's say, if you have money, diba, you have enough wealth, so you have, diba, let's say, if you have enough wealth to spend for a quality healthcare, so you will have, diba, let's say, for example, mataas yung lifespan mo. For example lang class. But if, let's say, wala ka masyadong wealth, diba, those people living below the poverty line, so ano mangyayari doon? Diba? They do not have access to a quality healthcare, what's going to happen to their lifespan? So that is an example of an intervening that is going to be the mediator, yung magpapagidna sa kanila. And lastly, class, we have here the moderating variables. So a moderating or a moderator variable changes the relationship between dependent and independent variables by strengthening or weakening the intervening variable's effect. Diba? For example, in a study looking at the relationship between economic status, so economic status yung independent variable, and how frequently people get physical exams from a doctor, the dependent variable. Age is a moderating variable. So that relationship might be weaker in younger individuals and stronger in older individuals. So ibig sabihin class, diba, yung age yung magiging moderator nyo. Whether, diba, kasi of course, if you are going to take a look at it, yung age, ano ba yung magiging, diba, kung economic status, talking about economic status, sino ba ang mas in terms of the economic status, kung mas, diba, let's say, for example, matanda na or bata ba, diba, ano ba yung economic status ng mga bata at matatanda na? Normally, pag, diba, let's say, the older ones, there are, let's say, for example, some of them are already financially stable, some of the younger ones are hindi pa. Diba, ano ba yung economic status nila? Or let's say, for example, sa physical exam, how will ano ba yung magiging result ng physical exam ng isang tawag nito, ng isang younger na individual compared to those, older na individual. So it could either be, you identify independent variables by strengthening or weakening the relationship between dependent and independent variables by either strengthening or weakening the intervening variables effect. Yung magiging epekto nung inyong moderating, or the moderator, mediator, or the what we call intervening na variable, yung mag-mediate doon, yung mag-i-intervene doon sa independent and dependent yun na variable. Yan yung magiging moderator. Ayun siya. Then lastly, class, we have here the two types of definitions. We have conceptual definition of operational definition. So for conceptual, this is a definition of a term as given by authoritative sources such as Webster Dictionary, a well-known research study, or a textbook. So that is what we call conceptual. But for the operational definition, as mentioned earlier in the format, this is what we are going to use, the type of definition. The operational definition, researchers' own definition based on how it will be used in the study. Paano nyo ba gagamitin yung word na yan doon sa study nyo? Ayun. So we are going to use the operational definition in your chapter 1. So class, that's the end of the slide and the end of the content for chapter 1. So ibig sabihin yan class, diba? In the first slides, yung kanina, let's go back. So if you are going to ask for the format ng chapter 1, so ito yung laman ng chapter 1 nyo. The first few slides that we have discussed, yun yung magiging format nyo. So ito, the rationale of the study, you'll have the significance, you'll have the objectives, you'll also have the scope and limitation, the conceptual framework, the theoretical definition of terms. So that will be the content of your chapter 1. However, I will also give you a copy, diba, or a format of kanang ano ba yung how, or I will show you the format of a research problem. Of the chapter 1 I mean. So thank you so much and good day everyone. Bye-bye.